like to laugh. Yeah, and in these times, we need a good laugh, don't we? The world is a crazy place. And you know, how many of you have gone to comedy clubs in the Bay Area or elsewhere? You know, and it's cool, but let me tell you something. You know the demographic of most of the comics out there? Young males. Am I right? I am happy to say that we just had a 10-week intro to stand-up comedy class of older women in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yes! And they knocked it out of the park. And would you please give a big hand for our first comic, Claire Wahrhaftig.
And I'm Claire, and I've got a secret to share with you tonight. I'm a native. I'm not a Native American. I don't have tattoos like the Maoris or anything like that. Actually, I'm a native San Franciscan. Oh, how many of you are native San Franciscans? Yeah, how many even know any native San Francisco? Well, people say I never met one before. We have an unusual rapport with fog. You know, mournful sounds I heard when I was a little girl, living way beyond, out in Seacliff, way beyond the Golden Gate Bridge, to warn off the ships at night that they wouldn't clash and everybody be killed. So it was very scary. Fog itself is very strange. It has a persona. I don't know if you know this. It wraps itself around the city. It comes through the Golden Gate on one side and through the San Bruno Mountains the other side, and comes up, up, up into the center of the city. And where is that? Somewhere. But all that time, the fog is in constant motion, and you never know. I remember once I was driving across the Golden Gate Bridge, and we were stopped in traffic. The back seat was in fog, the front was in the sunshine. Who knows? Listen, when I was a kid, we lived out in the Silver neighborhood, namely the Richmond district. It's always foggy. And in order to shop downtown, we had to know what the weather was. I don't know any other city like this. You actually called my father who worked downtown and said, "What's the weather like downtown?" So we knew what to wear to dress up for that. I mean, that's the way things were. And actually, I remember one day when I was in the East Bay and I called my mom and said, "I'd really love to come over to the city, but what's the weather like out there?" And she said, "It's just beautiful. We're in the backyard, we're playing bridge, we're having food. Come on over." So I get in the car and I drive across the Bay Bridge, and it gets a little foggier. Well, I expected that. It gets a little foggier. Finally, I get out to Loma Park, which is on Mount Davidson, where my mother lives. I could not see the front of my car. I am seething. I am furious. What do they mean it's beautiful out here? I go into the house, which faces east, is a great big plate glass window, and I look at solid fog, solid gray. So I run in through the dining room and the kitchen and out into the patio, and there they are, sitting in the sunshine. I couldn't believe it. You see, I think that that's the spot that the fog comes to last. It wraps itself around. Right in my mother's house is where it all goes. Who knew? At any rate, it's an interesting problem to be involved with the fog, because people come to the city and they're shivering and they're so, you don't know what to do about them. They're not dressed, so you take them down to the wharf and you get them to get those "I've been to Alcatraz" t-shirts, you know. And I go down with them, and what I want to do sometimes is wrap myself in the warmest clothes, everything, my hat, little scarf, warm clothes, blanket, everything warm, so I'm really warm down there. And I'm going to stand there, and I'm going to hold up a big sign that says, "Have your picture taken with a native."
Next, we have Marian. Give her a big hand.
I'm Marian. Now, I love pets. I love dogs. I even have a dog collection at home. My brother, Richard, he has a lot of dogs. One of his dogs doesn't even bark, so we call him Hush Puppy. All his other dogs he got at Walmart. I mean, he went to Walmart, and here in the front was a dog who had just given birth to puppies. And I thought, well, that dog didn't read the sign, "Don't litter on the sidewalk." My brother Scoopy snatched up that dog and all those puppies and took them home before the security guard could give that dog a ticket. Well, now he's got all these dogs. So when I visit, I open the door. I gotta squeeze in. I got my suitcase and my purse, and I'm trying to get in and block the dogs, but they're escaping anyway, and they're jumping and barking and scratching my leg. Oh, ow! Gosh, if I wanted to give blood, I'd gone to the Red Cross. Well, they escaped, and we just looked all over for them. Where were they? We found them finally in the barking lot. My brother says he's got a bunch of really good dogs. I say, yeah, when they're asleep. Cats. I like cats. Oh, except my other brother, Wayne, he's got this cat. I was feeding it a treat. Meow, meow. And this claw just come out of nowhere. And, oh, ouch, back to the Red Cross. Oh, that cat is always grumpy and in a bad mood. Wayne says it's a good cat, and I say, yeah, when it's asleep. Hamsters are kind of cute. And this one year, my little son, when he was way back in 3rd grade, he brought home the class hamster for the holidays, class hamster. And I looked and I thought, that cage is too small. I got a big box. We put a piece of screen over it, and I secured it and all the way around with duct tape. It was good with all of his streets in there and the night newspapers nestle in, and he was good, except in the morning he was gone. Well, we looked all over, and I finally found him under the kitchen sink. Peter, look, here he is. His name is Taco. Taco. Here, Peter, look. We found Taco, and uh-oh, the good news is I found him. The bad news is the decon is half gone. Oh. We rushed him to the vet, and the vet gave him vitamin E, but said, we gave Taco a proper burial. But by the time school resumed, we went back to school, and we told the teacher the bad news, but the good news, Taco too. She took one look at that cage and said, oh, if I had known, I would have told you, don't replace the hamster. They bite. I said, well, he was good with us. Yeah, they're good when they're asleep. Thank you. And next we have Nurse Evelyn.
Hi there. It's me, Nurse Evelyn, here to entertain you. And look at you all. You're sitting up in chairs, your feet are on the floor, your eyes are bright and shiny. Wow, so unlike my last clientele who just huddled under their covers trying to figure out how to regain control of the situation. Control. I would like to control my boyfriend, Bob. Bob comes to my house once or twice a week with a big bag of dirty laundry. He throws it in with my meager sum of dirty laundry, throws it in the washer, and says it's done. Well, I said, let me help you. So we take the laundry down to the laundromat. I put about 8 quarters in my pockets. They're so heavy, I'm moving like a sidewinder with a 6-gun. And there we are. I open one washer, put in linens and whites, another washer, put in towels and Levi's. They wash, they're clean, they dry, and I say, Bob, it's your assignment. You go pick up the laundry from the dryer and bring it back. He brings it back to the living room and he's folding the pieces of laundry. He's got a pile of laundry for Bob, a pile of laundry for Nurse Evelyn. And there it is. I'm horror struck. It's a pile of one pink sock. One lone pink sock that I've had as a set for 20 years. This is longer than I've known Bob. Bob, where's my sock, Bob? Bob, the store is closed that sold this sock. This sock wicked away moisture, Bob. Bob, this town doesn't even exist anymore where I lived when I bought this sock. And he turns to me and he says, I can't take out of the laundry that which you do not put in. Okay, so I go back to the laundry room, I look in the washer, I look in the dryer, I look on the floor, all the way in the laundry room and back to my apartment. No sock. Bob, you always do this, Bob. Bob, the first sock was the socks I bought at the MoMA. Next, it was the black and white striped socks. I had a sweater that matched them. Bob, I've got shirts that match this sock. I've got shoes that match this sock. Bob, I have underwear that match this sock. Where's the sock, Bob? I can't take out of the laundry that which you do not put in. So I run to the bedroom like a chihuahua on the mission. I look under the bed. I look under the dresser. I look in the dresser. No sock. Bob, I've been doing laundry for 50 years and I've never lost a sock. I can't take out of the laundry that which you do not put in. This went on all night. He slept on the futon. But then, in the morning, there he was, dangling the missing sock. And he was redeemed until the next laundry.